So when you're using Kanban on a team level, you can expect to experience quite likely a bit more teamwork. So maybe you've been working separately on your own thing before, but when you start to use the Kanban method and you put a Kanban board up, you start to get this really clear picture of who's doing what and maybe how to help each other out. This may sound kind of simplistic in some ways, but it's really powerful because you end up getting this benefit of actually having a lot of collaboration and a lot of backup, basically. That's the key thing. And also as a team, you get to decide, hey, what are we working on? Are we choosing the right things to work on? Or are we choosing some things that may not be as valuable for the business? So it starts to help the team recognize what they're doing, what the value is, but also to collaborate and back each other up. That's a big deal because a lot of times I've seen organizations where they rely on one person to do something special and that person goes on vacation or they get sick. Well, on a team level, you can start to pair up and do the work together. And that allows you to back up that person if they go out sick, for example. Not a major deal always, but super powerful stuff. Also on a team level, if you're using Kanban, you probably will start to limit how much you do so that everyone stays focused on a certain amount of work. And that allows for a lot more collaboration, a lot more throughput of work, but also just simply less stress. You don't have as much to remember to do. You're typically focused on 2 or 3 things at any given time. And because you're only focused on so much, that stuff will get done and you'll have more to focus on. And it allows you to kind of have this nice mix of work at the team level. I really enjoy using it on the team level. Now, on the managerial level, it's a whole different ballgame. You get to see how much work your team or teams are using. Typically, we look at that as a service sometimes, and you start to really understand the kind of work that you're doing. And what's nice about this from a managerial level is, and this is hard to do, honestly, for some managers, is you get to take a step back. You don't have to manage the individual anymore. You can manage the work and start to look at the system of work that the team or teams, or in this case, we call it a service sometimes in Kanban. You can see how much that service is doing or delivering, where the issues might be. So your focus gets to be less and less on the individual, more on, hey, where's the work getting stuck? How much work are we actually trying to get done? Is this the right work to do? And what other issues are we running into with the work? Maybe it's taking too long, maybe it's gotten stuck somewhere, maybe it's gotten some major issues, some dependency issues that we need to resolve now. That's typically what starts to shine out of these Kanban visualizations and the data from these Kanban systems or services. And then you can start to act as a manager to escalate the issues, to resolve the issues, to make sure your individuals that are supporting this work have the right clear path to do the work well. This is a common problem that managers using the Kanban method typically address. So it allows the teams and the individuals to feel much more supported, less micromanaged. But again, it's a big change for a lot of organizations, a big shift. Now, on the executive level, more and more I find executives want to do the right thing, but may not have the support of managers in the middle to do the right thing, or in some cases, they don't have the right information and they misjudge the situation. And I find that fascinating, honestly. So at the executive level, usually you're going to find that the Kanban cadences, which are things like the operations review or the risk review, can be really valuable information for you. Very relatively not too long meetings, probably about 30 minutes, maybe at the most 45, that allow you to understand the whole systems, all the systems in your business and how they're actually running. And if they're running well, or if there's what I call the sore thumb in your business. You may already know that as an executive, but now it becomes more quantified. You can start to gauge it and understand it from both a actualized risk and also impact perspective. It allows you to take action. It allows you to work with your managers and say, what's the right solution here? So we can close the gap, probably on quality or delay. Those are 2 big things there. And also at the same time from the executive level, this is the beauty I like a lot, is you can take your strategy and start to look at how it relates back to this environment that you're working in. And you can do it both from an operations and a risk view. I think that's really powerful stuff because it informs what to do next and maybe what to change in terms of what you need to do from your portfolio level if you're kind of a larger organization. So from an executive level, it becomes much more, I think, truthful. I've seen this happen at large energy companies where executives finally get to see the truth from these environments. They don't have managers playing sort of that translation game. Not that managers are bad. I'm a manager myself, but it's tough sometimes to get the facts out there. And using this systems perspective from the Kanban method, you can really get the data out quickly and understand the environment without having to say, let's change how people work. We're really looking at the work itself and how to manage that work. So from an executive level, it does work out really well.